Welcome to Restore 2023. Today we're reading Proverbs chapters 17 and 18, which contain 52 more of the Proverbs collected by Solomon. However, as we read them, we should remember that none of these Proverbs expresses an absolute truth. In fact, it's possible for two Proverbs to completely contradict each other, as we will discover in chapter 26, and yet both be valid observations of life, because that's what they are, observations from life which are generally true. But this collection also presupposes a fear of the Lord and is intended to instruct us in wise living. Now, as we read through these chapters, it's worth taking a sheet of paper and noting the topics that are covered and the verses where they are highlighted. Today, for instance, verses about the use of speech are scattered around the chapters and could be studied together. And there are some other thought-provoking observations about what makes either for peace and quiet or for strife and quarrelling. Some proverbs need to be pondered over. They're expressed in such a pithy way one can slide over them without thinking. But what do they imply? For instance, chapter 18, verse 8 says, "The words of a gossip are like choice morsels. They go down to the inmost parts." But why are they like choice morsels? What exactly is the enjoyment they give? And how may this help us discern what's going on in the conversations around us? One of today's Proverbs, though, was strikingly borne out in the careers of Solomon's servant and his son. Chapter 17, verse 2, warns of a prudent servant ruling over a disgraceful son. And in 1 Kings chapters 11 and 12, that's exactly what happened in the case of Jeroboam, the king's servant, and Rehoboam, the king's son. Now, consider these three proverbs from today's reading. 1. Whoever would foster love covers over an offence, but whoever repeats a matter separates close friends. 2. Fools find no pleasure in understanding, but delight in airing their own opinion. And 3. Starting a quarrel is like breaching a dam, so drop the matter before a dispute breaks out. Now, if people took note of these observations, how different do you suppose family life or office culture would be? And if this wisdom was applied on social media, how many controversies would be avoided, or pain reduced and anger diffused? Of course, it's possible to read these chapters as a labour to be endured, with so many proverbs piled one on top of the other. But when I was a new Christian, I heard a well-known Bible teacher suggest we should read a chapter of Proverbs every day. Because once read, learned, and inwardly digested, they teach us how to act wisely in life, they inform our understanding, give us discernment we need to negotiate social relationships, and they keep us from falling into the traps that are laid for us every day by the cunning of this world's schemes.